I go in the water, it makes me feel nice and refreshed.
There's so much research out there at the minute suggesting that just being in and around nature has such a positive impact on mental, physical health.
Ocean school makes me feel happy. I'm Oliver, and when I go to the beach, it makes me feel a leap of joy and relaxation of the waves crashing. The sand feels nice rolling on your feet. My favorite thing is to explore the unknown because you never know what's out there. It's important to keep the beach clean because the rubbish can suffocate sea creatures. When I go in the water, it makes me feel nice and refreshed and keeps your open mindset to keep on going. It makes me feel relaxed and calm. Finding the beach lets me have my own freedom. It makes me feel like I can run as fast as I can. I can do whatever I want when I want it. This morning I felt rushed, and after ocean school, I felt unstoppable and I can do anything I want. Ocean school makes me feel happy, cleaning up the rubbish, saving species and stopping pollution.
We try and incorporate lots of things that focus on improving mental health. For example, we do an activity called a mindfulness moment.
We start by closing our eyes.
And it's a really nice activity that helps them to connect to the environment, connect to their senses and just be a bit in the moment and feel grounded. There's so much research out there at the minute suggesting that just being in and around nature, the sounds, the smells, everything, it has such a positive impact on mental, physical health, which is so important because 1 in 6 young people in the UK struggle with mental health issues. Just bringing them into sort of a natural environment can really have a positive effect.
When I go in the water, it makes me feel nice and refreshed.
There's so much research out there at the minute suggesting that just being in and around nature has such a positive impact on mental, physical health.
Ocean school makes me feel happy. I'm Oliver, and when I go to the beach, it makes me feel a leap of joy and relaxation of the waves crashing. The sand feels nice rolling on your feet. My favorite thing is to explore the unknown because you never know what's out there. It's important to keep the beach clean because the rubbish can suffocate sea creatures. When I go in the water, it makes me feel nice and refreshed and keeps your open mindset to keep on going. It makes me feel relaxed and calm. Finding the beach lets me have my own freedom. It makes me feel like I can run as fast as I can. I can do whatever I want when I want it. This morning I felt rushed, and after ocean school, I felt unstoppable and I can do anything I want. Ocean school makes me feel happy, cleaning up the rubbish, saving species and stopping pollution.
We try and incorporate lots of things that focus on improving mental health. For example, we do an activity called a mindfulness moment.
We start by closing our eyes.
And it's a really nice activity that helps them to connect to the environment, connect to their senses and just be a bit in the moment and feel grounded. There's so much research out there at the minute suggesting that just being in and around nature, the sounds, the smells, everything, it has such a positive impact on mental, physical health, which is so important because 1 in 6 young people in the UK struggle with mental health issues. Just bringing them into sort of a natural environment can really have a positive effect.
When I go in the water, it makes me feel nice and refreshed.
There's so much research out there at the minute suggesting that just being in and around nature has such a positive impact on mental and physical health.
Ocean school makes me feel happy. I'm Oliver, and when I go to the beach, it makes me feel a leap of joy and relaxation of the waves crashing. The sand feels nice rolling on your feet. My favorite thing is to explore the unknown because you never know what's out there. It's important to keep the beach clean because the rubbish can suffocate sea creatures. When I go in the water, it makes me feel nice and refreshed and keeps your open mindset to keep on going. It makes me feel relaxed and calm. Find the beach lets me have my own freedom. It makes me feel like I can run as fast as I can. I can do whatever I want when I want it. This morning I felt rushed, and after ocean school, I felt unstoppable and I can do anything I want. Ocean school makes me feel happy, cleaning up the rubbish, saving species and stopping pollution.
We try and incorporate lots of things that focus on improving mental health. For example, we do an activity called a mindfulness moment.
We start by closing our eyes.
And it's a really nice activity that helps them to connect to the environment, connect to their senses and just be a bit in the moment and feel grounded. There's so much research out there at the minute suggesting that just being in and around nature, the sounds, the smells, everything, it has such a positive impact on mental and physical health, which is so important because 1 in 6 young people in the UK struggle with mental health issues. Just bringing them into sort of a natural environment can really have a positive effect.
When I go in the water, it makes me feel nice and refreshed.
There's so much research out there at the minute suggesting that just being in and around nature has such a positive impact on mental and physical health.
Ocean school makes me feel happy. I'm Oliver, and when I go to the beach, it makes me feel a leap of joy and relaxation of the waves crashing. The sand feels nice rolling on your feet. My favorite thing is to explore the unknown because you never know what's out there. It's important to keep the beach clean because the rubbish can suffocate sea creatures. When I go in the water, it makes me feel nice and refreshed and keeps your open mindset to keep on going. It makes me feel relaxed and calm. Find the beach lets me have my own freedom. It makes me feel like I can run as fast as I can. I can do whatever I want when I want it. This morning I felt rushed, and after ocean school, I felt unstoppable and I can do anything I want. Ocean school makes me feel happy, cleaning up the rubbish, saving species and stopping pollution.
We try and incorporate lots of things that focus on improving mental health. For example, we do an activity called a mindfulness moment.
We start by closing our eyes.
and it's a really nice activity that helps them to connect to the environment, connect to their senses and just be a bit in the moment and feel grounded. There's so much research out there at the minute suggesting that just being in and around nature, the sounds, the...
Hello everybody and welcome to this year's Pupil Power Assembly, brought to you by Surfers Against Sewage. Oh, I do hope you're as excited as all of us are here today at SAS HQ. My name is Naomi. I am going to be your guide for the next 90 minutes alongside our wonderful interpreter, Annie. Now we're going to explore the importance of water today, and we're going to talk about ways that you, yes you, can get involved to become a better friend to water. We're beaming out to over 170 primary schools across the UK right now, and even to South Africa this morning. So that's roughly 16,200 pupils tuning in right now. That is a lot of pupil power when we are all together. You are really lucky that your school is participating in this year's Pupil Power Assembly. I like to think that that makes you and your school incredibly cool. Today we're going to bring you a story about our connection with nature, and specifically with water. Did you know that every second breath you take is only made possible by the ocean? The ocean covers a whopping 70% of the planet and produces over half of the oxygen that we breathe. And it's not just our breath, but the ocean supports our mental health too. So thriving oceans help us to thrive as well. But unfortunately, our oceans are currently under threat from plastic pollution, from sewage, from climate change, and more. And guess what? You can help protect the ocean and all the other important waterways on our planet. And that's what we are going to talk about today with the help of some very, very special guests. But first we'll do just a little bit of housekeeping, get a sense of who's here today and what's going to happen. So throughout the morning, you will be able to interact with us live via the Slido Q&A box, which should be on the side of your screen. But if you are full screen, you will need to open this in a separate device. So you simply go to slido.com, S-L-I-D-O.com, and then enter the code PPA, Pupil Power Assembly, PPA 2024. I think it's down beneath me there. We're going to be asking for your input as a class at certain points throughout the morning. So when we do this, teachers, we would love it if you could enter your pupils' answers into the Slido Q&A box. It does have an option as well for you to display your school name, but we will leave that entirely up to you. So we're going to give it a go. Let's see if it's working. Hopefully the tech will work for us today. Teachers, go to the Q&A tab in the Slido box and tell us where in the UK you are joining us from today. And you could also maybe let us know if you've ever attended the Pupil Power Assembly before. This is our 5th year. So we'd love to know where you are watching from this morning. I'm happy to tell you the fantastic Surfers Against Sewage education team are here. They're in the room with me right now. They are working really hard behind the scenes. So give us a whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. They need a bit of waking up. It's still quite early in the morning. And they will be on hand to answer any other questions you have that might come in throughout the morning. So let's see. Oh, we have got Whitewood Academy. You are first, quick off the draw. Well done to you. Thank you for joining us. Big hello to Nansledden School in Newquay. Whoop, whoop, hello. We've got a school watching in Kidderminster, joining you from Plymouth. Who else have we got? Keep your answers coming in. This is working. We've got a school watching in Manchester. Macaroni class here in Cornwall. Hello, macaroni class. Portreath in Cornwall. We're in Cornwall today, so I hope you're having a nice time. It's a nice day down here today. Heaney School, all that disappeared before I could even see where you were. Oswald Primary School in Manchester. Cool, I've got to read this very fast before it disappears. Joining from Elgin. Oh, we've got Abbey Woods Academy, Embleton in Northumberland. Seriously, these are flashing up so quickly I can barely read them. Port Bannatyne in the Isle of Bute, Stratton Primary in Bude, Kennan Vale School in Cornwall, Stratton in Cornwall. So many schools joining us today. This is working. Phew. We are also going to be sharing some interactive polls using Slido today as well, and we are going to ask you questions, and then hopefully, if this carries on working, your answers will pop up onto our screens. So we're going to test this one out too, shall we? So teachers, hop back onto your Slido, head to slido.com, enter the code PPA 2024, and once you're in, you should see this question, which asks you, how does water show up in your life? So for example, you drink water from the tap, don't you? Or rain helps to grow the food that we all eat. Or perhaps you like to go for a swim in the ocean, or you like surfing or other water sports. Get creative. Think of how water shows up in your life. So pupils, you have a think about that question, get answering the question. Teachers get typing, and let's see what you already know. So while we just wait for those answers to come in, a quick reminder, teachers, help us spread the word even wider. We would love for you to share pictures throughout this morning's assembly on social media of you all taking part in your classrooms, in your school. So you just need the hashtag, it's right behind me. I'll get out of the way. Power to the pupils. So there you go. Type that in. We've also got this one as well. If you fancy using a different hashtag, we are water PPA. So there you go, 2 hashtags for you to use this morning, and don't forget to tag Surfers Against Sewage in to your posts as well. So have we got some answers coming? They're coming in, I can see the board filling up. So how does water show up in your life? Water parks, that's a good one. We all love going to water parks. Washing, very important that we all do that, our clothes and our bodies every day. Drinking, yes, we need water to drink. What other things does it? When I go to the beach, coming out of the tap, yes, snow. That was very relevant yesterday. I got snowed in yesterday. Feeling calm, that's an important one, isn't it? It makes how water can make us feel when we go and stand by a big space of water to feed our plants, keep them growing. Washing our cars. These are such good answers, everybody. Thank you for taking part. They makes us happy. Good answer. I agree with that one. Sewage, yes, an important one we're all talking about at the moment. These are such good answers. So you can watch Slido, you can see everybody's answers coming through there. And finally, you will see that we've already sent you some activities to complete as we go along today. We've shared some worksheets with your teachers ahead of time, and we're going to be asking for your input during the programme. Now this part is very important because we have a singer joining us later. Yes, a singer. She's going to use her input, your input even, to write a collective song about the assembly. So that is something that we have never done before. This is very, very cool. So those are some amazing answers. Thank you for that. It sounds like you know a lot about water already. We know you're watching from all over the country, and I hope you're going to learn even more over the next 90 minutes. So is everybody ready to get started? Yes. Or you're going to have to be a lot louder than that, and in the room here too. Are you ready to get started? Yes. That's more like it. Great, fantastic. So let me tell you about it. Today we are here because there is a huge challenge affecting the water on our planet. We've already established through your brilliant input that water is absolutely crucial in our lives. And because of that, it's really important that we take good care of it. So today we're going to learn a bit more about water with the help of some very special guests, including surfers, biologists, activists, and a singer. But first, allow me to introduce you to a very special non-human guest who is going to help me guide you through today's assembly and also be my mode of transport as we travel from place to meet all of our guests. So please everybody say a very big hello to Wally the water droplet. Hello Wally, it is lovely to have you here. Now Wally does have some very special powers. Sometimes Wally takes the form of water and hangs out in the ocean or a stream, or sometimes you like to hang out as a droplet on a leaf, don't you, Wally? Yeah. But at other times, Wally gets really light and almost invisible and evaporates. So Wally, then when this happens, Wally floats upwards into the sky and then becomes part of a cloud. And then he can condense and become rainfall and fall. Oh, I forgot my umbrella. Ugh, as rain or snow, as some of us found out yesterday, onto land or onto your homes or onto your school roofs and onto the streets. And then that flows back through drains and the sewage system, streams and rivers, and eventually back into the sea. So in this way, through the water cycle, Wally likes to travel the whole world. So Wally, will you help us travel through this assembly by taking us to visit all of our various guests today?
Sure thing, Naomi.
Fantastic. So we will see you a little bit later. Make sure you come back. I'll need you soon. Bye, Wally. Wave bye to Wally. Isn't he great? So here is what you can expect today. There are 3 parts to this assembly. First, we're going to ask, what is water? We'll learn about the role that water plays on our planet and in our lives, and we're going to find out more about the different challenges facing water. Then after a short break, we're going to hear from some folks who are great friends to water. They're going to share their stories with us to inspire us about all the ways that you can stand up for water. And finally, after another break, we'll hear from some young activists who are going to get us really excited about how all of us can become friends to water. So hopefully you're going to leave this assembly today with some absolutely amazing ideas for how you can befriend water near where you live, as well as a take-home pack full of ideas for how to get more involved with water near you. So I think you'll agree we have got an action-packed morning ahead. Now, remember earlier when I said we're going to write a song together? Well, my brilliant friend Martha is an amazing singer-songwriter, and she has just arrived here in the room, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about this song that we are all going to write together as part of this assembly. So Martha, come on in, I'll get out of the way and you can tell everybody what you need.
Oh, thanks, Naomi. Hi, so I'm Martha, and I'm a singer and a songwriter and a storyteller. And I'm really excited to be making a song with you this morning. But first of all, I want to talk a little bit about storytelling. So you know how there's true life stories and then there's fictional stories or made up ones? Well, there's also the kind of stories that we tell ourselves, and they might be like what we think may or may not happen. So for instance, we might say, oh, I can never do that, or that won't happen, or I really hope that will happen, or maybe if I work really hard, I could do that. Now, these kind of stories are like superpowers, because sometimes these kind of stories we tell ourselves can actually affect whether they come true or not. So this morning, I'd love you, and maybe even beyond this morning, to use your imagination and use this superpower to imagine what it would be like if we looked after the planet really well. And if nature was thriving and healthy, what would it look like? What would it sound like? What would the seas be like? What would the rivers be like if they were clear and healthy? And then send your ideas into me, and I might make them into words in the song. So listen carefully to this morning's assembly and think about your relationship with water, what you like about water, where you like to visit it, what you like to play with water, what water means to you, what you want it to be like. But also something that would be super helpful is I'd love it if someone, or any of you, could send me in what you think water wants to say to us as humans. So if you were to imagine you were water, what would you say to humans right now? And that would be great. And then me and Matt, my friend who plays violin, will be in the writing den with a couple of biscuits, and we will try and put as many of these into the song as we can. And yeah, your teachers will help you. You can put it into Slido and send us the ideas. And I'll hand you back to Naomi.
Thank you so much, Martha. I love that idea of what would water say to us. What an interesting thought. So get your ideas into Martha. She'll be sitting tight waiting for them, and make sure you save me a biscuit, please.
I will.
Thank you. What a great invitation, eh? So share your thoughts and ideas about water with Martha via Slido as we travel through this morning's assembly. And then Martha is going to weave all of your thoughts into a song. That's so cool, isn't it, as we carry on together? Now, we have never done this before. This is pressure on Martha because we're going to make a song live in this next hour and a half. Amazing. So we're counting on you to listen in, Share your ideas that come to mind with the different activities we'll give you throughout the morning. Just think of yourselves as budding songwriters today. Every single one of us here is a budding songwriter and we're going to produce an amazing song. So just pop the word song at the start of your message when you're sending in your ideas and inspiration for Martha. Got to say, I am very much looking forward to that later on. Okay, we're going to dive right into our first big question then. What is water? Our friend Gillian Burke is going to tell us all about it. Just like us today, she is in Cornwall. She's not far away from SAS HQ. So in order to go and find her, we're going to hitch a ride with our friend Wally. Oh, hello again, Wally. Will you all make sure that Wally feels welcome? Say hello, Wally.
Hello, Wally.
A little bit louder. Hello, Wally.
Hello, Wally.
So Wally, would you help me hitch a ride to go and see Gillian, please?
Sure. Hop aboard, Naomi.
Great, thanks, Wally.
We are so excited for this bit. Over to you, Gillian.
Hello, everyone. Well, like Naomi said, we're going to be hearing and learning a lot about water this morning. We are also going to be learning about how we can be a better friend to water. Now, you're probably asking yourself, does water even need a friend? Well, we think so. That's because water is facing so many challenges, from plastic pollution to chemical pollution to sewage pollution to just us using way too much of it, when in truth, every single drop of water is precious. So let's start with what we already know about water. It's something we're all familiar with. Water is something that we use every single day. Water is something that we need every single second of every single day. And that's because water is something we are all made of. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what is water? Where does it come from? And I don't mean the water that comes out of the taps or the water in your water bottle. I mean all of the water. Where does it come from? And why is it so important? Well, to help answer these questions, we need to hear the story of water. And to fire up our imaginations, we need the help of some sound effects to help us travel through space and back in time, right back to the birth of the earth. It's thought that the Earth was born 4.6 billion years ago. The young Earth was covered with nothing but volcanoes and red-hot molten rock and lava. It's so hard to see how water could have formed on such a fierce and fiery planet. So for a long time, scientists thought that the only possible way that water could have arrived on Earth is from out of space. Space rocks, called meteors, covered in ice, crashed to Earth, bringing deliveries of water. And some of the Earth's water got here like this, by hitching a ride on a meteor from outer space. But now scientists think that the Earth actually made most of her own water in the liquid rock itself. The intense heat and pressure forcing the building blocks of water, 2 hydrogen atoms to 1 oxygen atom, to make H2O. Water. For hundreds of millions of years, this water was trapped under the Earth's crust, But slowly, the earth started to cool down, and she let off steam. Almost like the earth was breathing out her own atmosphere as steam or water vapor, wrapping the entire planet in a blanket of cloud. Millions and millions and millions of years passed again, and the earth cooled down even more, enough for that blanket of cloud that was wrapped around the earth to release that water, and it began to rain. And for the very first time, Earth had liquid water on its surface. Even today, virtually all the water we see, whether it's in the oceans, the lakes, the rivers, the streams, ponds, the water that comes out of the tap, the water in your water bottle, even the water in the loo, it all came from that original mother of all rainstorms. So the earth made her own atmosphere. She made her own water. What happened next? I'll tell you what happened next. Life happened next. Life on Earth began in water. Liquid water is the essential ingredient for all known forms of life. Life can exist without light, without air. Life can exist on the highest mountain, under the weight of the deepest oceans, in freezing sub-zero temperatures, even around the fiery heat of a volcano. But the one thing that life cannot live without is water. The earliest forms of life that we know of, single cells, are thought to have formed at the bottom of the sea 3.7 billion years ago. Even today, the watery conditions necessary for all life have been packaged up in every cell of every living being. Including us. But why is water essential to life? Well, water is essential to life because it carries all the ingredients for life. So just like if you took a teaspoon of sugar and stirred it into a glass of water, it looks like it disappears. But we know it's still there. How do we know? That's because we can taste it. In the same way, sugars, oxygen, and loads of other ingredients needed for life can be dissolved or suspended in liquid water. And liquid water does something else very special. It flows, meaning it can carry all those lovely ingredients for life around the body, but also around the planet, allowing these ingredients to be exchanged and passed around and recycled and reused in an endless, beautiful water cycle where nothing ever gets wasted. And if you hear someone say that water is life, it really is. Water isn't just life, it brings life. Water brings life to the air in the form of mist and cloud and rain. Water brings life to the land in the form of springs and streams and rivers and lakes and oceans. Water brings life because it carries life in its very being. So the next time you're sat on a rainy day looking at the raindrops hitting the window, think about water's incredible 4 billion year journey. Think about how the story of water has made you feel. And think about how you might be a friend to this life-giving force that we call water.
Ah, cheers, Wally. Thank you very much for the lift. We'll see you again soon. Bye. Ah, isn't Wally the best? Lots of love for Wally on the chat I'm seeing as well. I learnt so much from Gillian there. Did you? I hope you did too. Now, we've got a little creative activity for you to work on. I hope you have your worksheets sitting in front of you. So on worksheet number 1, we would love for you to draw or write about your own relationship with water. So this could be water that you swim in, water that you drink, the water in your body, or any other way that you engage with water on a regular basis. There are no wrong answers. So we're going to give you a bit of time to work on this. Grab worksheet number 1, grab some pens, add your ideas to Slido as you come up with them, and we are going to be back in 8 minutes' time, ready to meet 2 new guests. Hey, welcome back everyone. So we would love to hear a bit about what you drew or wrote on your worksheets there. Teachers, I see you've already headed over to Slido, but keep popping in your ideas there. Use the code PPA 2024. So pupils, time to share your thoughts in your classrooms so that your teachers can share it with us on Slido. What is your relationship to water? What did you tell us? So many lovely ideas coming in. Things like staring at the sea and it makes me feel calm. Sounds of water are relaxing, makes me feel calm. Calm is obviously a current theme. Walking in the rain because it makes me feel calm. We've had things like baptisms, tears when I cry. That's an excellent one. Fun. I love fun. Swimming, surfing, having a lot of good time with water. Water bottles, that's one that we think about a lot with plastic-free schools. Then you've got a lot of water sports like paddleboarding, kayaking, surfing, so enjoying the water in that way. Roar of the ocean, thinking of the sounds that water makes. Skimming stones, having fun, playing games with water. Important things like showering and drinking, how we use water on an everyday basis. Dancing in the rain. Hey, that's something cool to do. Just so many ideas. They are pouring in. Keep them coming in because it's really, really lovely to see all the ideas that you are having today. Thank you so much for all your amazing input. So water is absolutely everywhere in our lives, isn't it? And because water is everywhere in our lives, it's super important that we take good care of it. Don't you agree? Yes. So now we're going to meet a few folks who are really good friends to water. But before we meet them, we're going to take a couple of deep breaths together. And we're going to remember that one of these deep breaths is powered by the ocean. So I would like you to do this with me. Are you ready? You want to start by taking a deep breath in through your nose. Inhale deeply. And then breathe out completely through your mouth. Exhale all your breath. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, inhale through your nose. Breathe into your tummy. And make a sound as you exhale. Let it all go. And start to breathe normally again. Great! And you can thank the ocean for the second breath that you took there. Now, we're about to meet two folks who are really good friends to water. The first one is Billy Heaney. Billy is a zoologist and also a wildlife tour guide, and Billy is currently in Norway.
No way!
He is. So we're going to hitch a ride again with Wally. Hello, Wally, come back in. Thank you very much. And we're going to go and see Billy over in Norway. See you in a bit.
We're heading over to Billy now. Hi, Billy.
Thanks, Naomi. Hi, everyone. My name is Billy, and I'm a zoologist and wildlife tour guide, and I work with big animals that live in water. And I'm currently freezing my pants off here in Arctic Norway, where I've spent the weekend searching for whales. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about water, some awesome landscapes, and some really big mammals. Now, why do I love whales and dolphins? Well, they're highly intelligent, super sociable, and some species like orca, also known as killer whales, live in tight-knit family groups just like we do. And it's the mothers and the grandmothers that look after all of their family members. So, where am I? I'm currently in Tromsø in northern Norway, and everywhere I look, there's water. The chilly North Atlantic is right behind me, and there's snow on top of the mountains in the distance. But I've spent the past few days even further north from here in a magical place called Skjervøy. At this time of year, humpback whales and orca gather off the coast of Skjervøy to feed on herring. Now, the humpbacks are baleen whales, and they are huge, and they can grow to lengths of up to 17 meters. An adult humpback can eat as much as 1,360 kilos of food every day. That's like 20 of me. The orca, on the other hand, are a fair bit smaller, but they can still be about 8 to 9 meters long and weigh 6 tons. And the orca's black and white markings help break up their appearance, working like camouflage, making them harder to see in the water, enabling them to sneak up on tasty herring. But you don't need to go all the way to Arctic Norway to encounter whales and dolphins. We have some fantastic marine life right here in the UK. From friendly common dolphins, chunky bottlenose dolphins, hungry minke whales, and my favourites, just like here in Norway, orca. So, why is it important to protect whales and their ocean homes? Whales are the gardeners of the oceans, and they can actually help us in the fight against climate change. Whales play an important part in keeping our oceans healthy. As they're swimming through the water, they pump nutrients like nitrogen and iron down from deep waters all the way up to the surface. When they come up to the surface to breathe, as like us, whales are mammals and breathe air, they do gigantic poos. And these poos are also full of nutrients that tiny microscopic plants called phytoplankton need to survive. And they're so tiny that you'll need a microscope to see them. These tiny plants absorb carbon dioxide from the air, just like trees do on land, through a process called photosynthesis, which is how plants breathe. These tiny plants absorb nearly a third of all of the carbon dioxide us humans produced. In fact, the oceans absorb more carbon dioxide and produce more oxygen than all of the Earth's forests combined. How cool is that? By supporting these tiny plants that we call phytoplankton, whales help remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which is one way of slowing down climate change. And by supporting phytoplankton, whales help fertilize the oceans, providing food for krill, fish, bigger fish, sharks, seabirds, and dolphins. Like us, whales need clean water to survive. And sadly, whales around the world are threatened by entanglement in fishing gear and from pollution caused by toxic chemicals. But you can help them. Next time you're on the beach with your mates or with your family, pick up and get rid of any fishing gear or plastic litter you see on the beach, and recycle your plastic food packaging. This will help stop whales and dolphins swimming in or eating plastic, and in turn help us. Right, I can't feel my toes, so I'm going to go find myself a cup of tea to warm up, and I'm going to hand it back over to Naomi in the studio. I'll see you in a bit.
Hey, Wally, wow. Can you believe that we travelled all the way to Norway? That was fun, wasn't it? Thank you so much. Come back later, won't you? Everyone loving a bit of Wally on the chat. That was good, wasn't it? We learned so much from Billy there. I mean, I had no idea that whales were such a crucial part of our ocean ecosystem. How do we sign whales, Annie? Whale, whale. That's good, isn't it? Their whale tail. Even their poo helps to keep our climate stable. Who knew that whale poo was so important? So remember, water is part of a cycle, and that means you can pick up litter and rubbish anywhere, and that will stop it entering our waterways. Right, ready to meet our next guests? This time we are hopping to central London to meet Lira Valencia. She is an urban wetlands ranger, and she's joining us today to talk about the importance of nature connection in urban spaces. And teachers, just to let you know, we'll be going straight to worksheet number 2 right after this segment. Oh, yoo-hoo, Wally! Oh, he's here already. Are you ready to go to London? Come on then, mate, let's go.
Hello, Lira. Over to you.
Hello everyone, my name is Lira and I'm a wildlife influencer and a ranger for the London Wildlife Trust, working at one of their reserves, the Walthamstow Wetlands that you can see behind me. Now you're probably wondering, what does a ranger mean, and why would someone who lives in a city care about water when water feels so distant for a lot of people who live in a city? Well, my job role is a really good example of how and why water is really important in a city. So take the wetlands behind me. This is Walthamstow Wetlands, like I just mentioned, and it is actually Europe's largest urban wetlands. So these reservoirs that you see behind me, there's 10 of them, and they provide 30% of Londoners with drinking water. So if you live in London, especially if you live near North London, most likely your cup of tea was made from the water that you see behind me. Or if you had a bath this morning, you're probably using water that came from these reservoirs, which is super, super cool. So these large stretches of water are not just important for people, obviously for drinking and washing, flushing the toilet, but also really good for wildlife. And you probably can hear and see lots of things going on behind me. Specifically, these large stretches of water are really, really important for birds. Now, maybe a lot of you don't do bird watching, but I can tell you birds are super cool, super important, and Walthamstow Wetlands is really, really famous globally for our birds. For example, a heron, which is a really big bird, almost the same height as me and definitely taller than a lot of people watching this. We at Walthamstow Wetlands have one of the largest heron populations in the UK, which is really, really fascinating. But Walthamstow Wetlands isn't just home to many species of birds, it's also home to lots of amphibians. We've got toads, we've got frogs, newts as well, which are super, super cool. And a lot of plants. You can see the trees behind me, we have reed beds. These wetlands provide home for a range of different species. But unfortunately, our wetlands are disappearing around the UK. And in fact, globally, wetlands are disappearing 3 times faster than our forests. It's been estimated by scientists that almost 90% of our wetlands have disappeared in the last 300 years. And why is this happening? This is happening because of us. We're draining wetlands to create room for us. We need roads, houses and other human structures, and unfortunately we're sacrificing our wetlands. On top of this, climate change has caused a lot of water bodies to dry up around the UK. This means that species that used to live and breed on these wetlands can no longer do so, and they're forced to move away. So what can we do? And what can you do? Step number 1, think. How do you connect with your local wetlands? Ask your guardians if there's a nearby pond, river, stream, or wetlands that you can go to visit. And be curious about the species there. See what you can find and how you can protect these species. Number 2, think how you can improve your local wetlands. For example, you might find there's a load of rubbish in your local pond. You might ask your friends and family if you can help do a day cleaning it. Maybe you want to be less hands-on and more creative. Go to your local pond, stream, river, wetlands, and get creative. Think how you can create art to inspire others and be inspired by the natural beauty around you. Step 3, and teachers listen up because this could be for you too. But how can your school take action for water? Maybe in class, you'll ask your teacher to use less plastic. Maybe you can ask your head teacher to build you a pond in your school playground. There are many ways to take action for our waters, even if you live in a city like me. Next time you take a shower, wash your hands, eat your favourite fruits and vegetables, just know that that is not possible without clean, healthy water. Anyways, my time is coming to an end, and I really hope you've been inspired somehow by my talk about urban wetlands and the way that urban children as well, so if you live in a city or if you live in London, how you can get involved in protecting waters. I hope you enjoy the rest of the assembly, and thank you so much Surfers Against Sewage for having me speak and for organising this amazing assembly. I wish I had this when I was younger growing up. You're all super lucky. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Lira, that was amazing. We loved hearing about the wetlands. Back to the studio.
You enjoyed that, didn't you, Wally? Thank you very much for the lift. We'll see you again after the break. Wave bye to Wally. Bye. Oh, that was such motivating stuff from Lira. Isn't she fantastic? I am feeling really inspired to head out into my city and start exploring the wildlife even more around my local waterways. I think I want to be an urban wetlands ranger too. What do you think? Does that sound like fun? Does, doesn't it? Now, to get you inspired, we've got another activity for you to complete on worksheet number 2. Hopefully you've already got that in front of you. What we'd like you to do is imagine you're grown up. We're going to jump into our time machines, buckle up everybody, and we're going to wibble and wobble to the year 2034. 10 years time, everybody wibbling and wobbling, that's it. And we are going to imagine that we've been doing everything we can to protect water. So how do you think our rivers and seas look now? I can see happy creatures, crystal blue waters, thriving oceans. What can you see? Get creative. So you can draw what you think our healthy waters and water creatures will look like, or you can write it down. Entirely up to you. Just have a lot of fun with it. So we're going to give you a little break, about 8 minutes, and then we'll see you when we come back after that. Well, welcome back everybody. I do hope you had fun drawing and writing how our watery world might look in 10 years' time if we really take care of it. I'd love to hear your ideas. If you are happy to share them, teachers, head over to Slido. Pupils, time to tell your teachers what you drew or what you decided to write down. We have got some absolutely brilliant answers that you can see on Slido already. You'll notice the bigger words are the ones that have come in more often. So clean, crystal clear oceans, healthy, beautiful, happy are the big words I'm seeing. Rivers, blue, flowing. And then a lot of you have talked about the amount of creatures that might be in the water, more fish breeding, huge shoals of fish, teeming, words like that that imply it's just going to be absolutely thriving with marine life. Increase in sea creatures. It's so nice to read all your ideas. Lots of waves, the life bringer. Everybody recycling, how about that? Happy creatures, yeah, the creatures will be in a good place, won't they? Healthy seas, golden soft sand, flowing, extinct animals alive again. Wouldn't that be amazing? Absolutely incredible ideas. So keep them coming in. We'll keep watching Slido. You can keep having a look and see all the brilliant ideas that everybody has come up with today. So thank you for sharing your inspiring ideas. I'm feeling very hopeful that if we all work together, all 16,000 plus of us, we can all become ocean activists and our rivers and seas will be healthy and they'll be happy in the future. Now, before we move on to our next guest, I think we should all move our bodies for a minute. So if you're able, I would love for you to stand up. Otherwise, you can do this in your seat. It's not a problem. So, are you up? Are you standing? Are you ready? Okay, now take a moment and I want you to imagine how water moves in a gentle stream. And I would like you to move your body as if you are a gentle stream. So maybe you want to twinkle your fingers as if they're shimmering in the sunlight on the top of the water. Okay, now we're going to imagine that the water is rushing a little bit more quickly, like a big river, for example. She might make the movements a bit bigger. Maybe you have to dodge around a rock or something like that. Maybe you move your body like this, like a river. And now imagine big crashing waves in the ocean. Can you move your body like that? What would it look like? How would it feel? Feel free to make any sound effects you like as well. As your waves crash. Great. And now take a moment to just shake out all the jitters. And we're going to sit back down. Find your seat and get ready to meet our next guest. Well done. Great water, everybody. That was really, really good. Okay, so our next guests are going to talk to us about how we can all be better friends to water. Our first guest is Pim Sullivan-Taylor. She's a youth activist, an environmental science student, and she lives in London. And then we'll go straight to our second guest, Ellie Meredith. And she is a community cultivator who believes in the power of connection to combat eco-anxiety, which is when we face challenging feelings about climate change and its impacts. Can I hear somebody arriving? I think I might be able to hear Wally in the background. Oh yes, I can hear the slishing and splishing and sploshing as he arrives. And he's going to take me to see Pim in London. So I'm going to hitch a ride with Wally and we'll see you with Pim very soon. Bye.
Hi, Pim. Over to you.
Hi, my name's Pim. I'm an activist and I'd like to introduce you to my two friends, nature and water. They don't talk very much, but they do a lot to show us that they care. So the first time I realized that nature was a friend was actually when I was about your age. And the story is not what you'd expect. So my school took us to a farm, and as we were getting ready for our promised popcorn as a snack, I saw these huge buckets of buffalo poo being brought out. And you know what it was used for? It was used for fuel to cook our popcorn. So essentially, our popcorn was made out of buffalo poo. Nature gave us something that seems like waste, but it was used to make something else. But there are so many ways that water shows up for us too. For example, your favorite jeans uses 18 bathtubs full of water. or that banana you had as a snack uses 2 bathful tubs of water. And if you've ever played Roblox, the internet uses water too. It actually uses it to cool itself down, just like we would use it. But what can you do? I'm an activist, but so are you. We all have our own families and environments that we can take action on. The key word in activist is action. So, as I mentioned earlier, water and nature are our friends too, and they care for us, so we can care for them. We can do this by spending more time in nature, as we would spend time with a friend. We can also talk to our friends and family about how they show up and care for nature and water. And the last thing we can also do is appreciate all the gifts that nature and water give us. For example, if we want something new, can we actually instead make it or borrow it from a friend maybe? Or even with food waste, nature and water take so much time and effort to make that food that we eat. So let's not waste food either. So the message I'd like to leave you with is that we're all activists. We can all be caring friends back to water and nature. Because water and nature has helped us grow as well.
Now we're off to see Ellie. Hi, Ellie!
We've already heard a lot today about water, what it is and how it's in trouble. But we've also heard that we can help water as activists. What really inspires me is what I like to call rebellious hope, the kind of hope that's active and alive. It's active, that's what activism is. Something you can do with friends and family to care for water, like I did from a young age. Think about it as that little fire inside of us that keeps on burning even when the odds seem stacked against us. It's not about just sitting back and waiting for things to get better. It's about rolling up our sleeves and getting involved. When we reconnect with nature, whether it's standing by a river or walking through the woods or just enjoying the fresh air, we remind ourselves that we're not in this alone. We are nature protecting itself. Every day I try to carve out a little bit of time to appreciate the everyday magic around us. It can be something as simple as watching the sunset over the water or feeling the cool breeze on my face. These little moments ground us and remind us of our shared responsibility to protect what we love. I'm part of a very cool community called Reaction Collective, and it's really reinforced for me that collective action, that means doing things together, no matter how small, creates ripples of change. Whether you're joining a local clean-up, sharing a photo of your favourite water spot, or just talking about these issues with your friends, it all matters. When we start a relationship with nature, with water, it's the start of us caring for it. That's a magical thing. So go, connect with nature, go find water, feel it, take photos of it, build your relationship with it, get involved with groups who are passionate about protecting it. Together we're powerful, and together we can be the change we want to see in the world. At the back of the worksheet, you'll find a pledge to water. I've added this to you to write how you will care for nature where you are. Have fun exploring. Now back to Naomi in the studio.
Wow, Ellie, you are so inspiring. Thank you. Now we're going to go back to Naomi in the studio.
Wally, you are being so helpful today. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye. Oh, anyone got a towel? I am certainly feeling very inspired by these amazing young activists. It really does make me want to become a better friend to water, does it you? One thing I've learned from listening to Pim and Ellie is that getting involved is really important. So we need to learn about water, we need to get to know it, but it's also really important to take action as well to protect and care for our water. So this can look like talking to your friends and family about why you care for water. It could be borrowing or making your own things instead of buying brand new products. Or it could be reducing food waste, for example. Another important step in preventing water pollution is to reduce single-use plastic in your school. And a good way to do that is to sign up to plastic-free schools. But as Ellie says, it all starts with building your relationship to water. So get out there and start to befriend the water that's near where you live. And as for the pledge that Ellie mentioned, we're going to share that with you at the end of the assembly today, along with all of the practical tips of how you can get involved. So we've just learned that the doing is really important, but what about the being? Our bodies contain lots of water, More than half of your body is water, in fact. So being a friend to water means taking care of ourselves as well. I now want to introduce you to Easkey Britton, whose name means fish in Irish. She's a surfer, she's a writer, an artist, and a social scientist. And she's going to share another way for us to be a friend to water, but it is a bit different from how Pim and Ellie do it. I wonder if you can spot the difference. Let's dive in.
Hi everyone, I want to share with you a really simple breathing practice that I learned as part of my big wave surf training to help me stay grounded and connected in the present moment, and also a wonderful way to connect with the ocean wherever you are. So 50 to 85% of the oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere comes from the ocean, produced by marine plants called phytoplankton millions of years ago. And we are always connected through our breath to the ocean. The breath is our inner anchor and cycle that mirrors the cycles in nature, the ebb and flow of the tide, the wax and wane of the moon. Bringing my attention to my breath is one of the most direct and powerful ways I self-connect and ground myself in the present moment, especially if I'm about to face a big challenge or feeling any anxiety or fears, which I nearly always do when I'm getting in the ocean and encountering big waves. The breath is the greatest connector. It's ever present and a constant reminder of the cycles of ebb and flow that is life. Every second breath connects us to the sea, and the breath energizes and cleanses us, neutralizing toxins in the body. An awareness of our breath brings us back into our body, back to now. So I have a very short breathing exercise I want to share with you that you can do wherever you are. You can do it in the shower, when you wake up in the morning, before you go to sleep, if you're by water or the sea. And you just begin by simply bringing your attention to your breath and noticing how it feels in your body without trying to alter it. And on your inhalation, following the breath into the body like a wave. Beginning to notice the rhythm of your breath, your inner ebb and flow, rise and fall as you inhale and exhale. Now consciously beginning to slow your breath down a little and breathing into your belly through the nose. We do this naturally when we're babies, and it's 20% more energy efficient than breathing from our chest. And then feel a gentle pause between the in-breath and the out-breath. And as you breathe out, allowing the body to soften a little and let go. And it can help to focus your attention if you count on the in-breath for a count of 4. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, feeling the pause. And exhaling for a count of 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, feeling the pause. And exhaling for a count of 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, feeling the pause. And exhaling for a count of 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And repeat, taking about 5 deep, gentle breaths in through your nose, into your belly, or until you feel just right. And if your attention wanders, gently bring your awareness back to your breath. Just a wonderful way to reset and connect with the ocean wherever you are.
Wow, how refreshing and relaxing that was. Breathing like the ocean really made me feel more connected to water. Did you feel that way too? I hope so. So this is why the being is important, not just the doing. Connecting with water helps us stay calm in the face of challenges, to listen and connect with water because water is all around and inside us, so we need to respect it. Can you believe we're almost at the end of our time together? Time really does fly when you're having fun, doesn't it, Annie? It does. So can you guess who our final guest is? I'm sure you can. That's right, it's Martha. She's come back and she has been very busy crafting this song, including all of your input throughout the assembly. Thank you for all the brilliant ideas you've been sending in on Slido. Very excited to hear it, but I understand, Martha, come and join us. Now, I understand there is still one more piece of the puzzle we've got to find before this song is going to be complete.
Yeah, that's right. So we've written the song pretty much. It's been really beautiful. Thank you so much. Your ideas that you've sent in have been absolutely incredible. I wish we could have squeezed them all in, but I want you to know that even the ones we haven't used in the song have still kind of helped make the feeling. They've still been part of the quilt.
Yeah, you've read all of them, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. Amazing. So there's this one bit I could do with some help. So last minute lyric emergency. And it's something like soaking in my bath, muddy puddles. So soaking in my bath, jumping in muddy puddles, skimboarding, surfing, and da da da. Need something after the skimboarding, surfing. What else do we do in water? So I'll try it again.
Okay, yeah. Let's hear it then.
Lying in my bath, jumping in muddy puddles, skimboarding, surfing, and da 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 da.
So we need one more thing.
One more thing. Or
Pop it
could be
on
two.
Slido. Or two things, yeah. What do you think would fit into that little gap? Pop your ideas onto Slido. Quick, tell your teachers. Teachers, get on the box and let us know. And Martha, you keep an eye on that and see if any ideas come through while I just do a little recap and think about what we've learnt today, shall we? So let's have a little think back. We started off with the lovely Gillian, didn't she? We thought, what is water? Our friend Gillian told us all sorts of fun facts about water and why it's in trouble. Then we headed over to Norway. We went to see Billy Heaney and we learned all about whales and phytoplankton and how those creatures help to regulate our climate. We also heard from lovely Lira as she inspired us to become outdoor rangers in our own cities and in other urban places. And we were then inspired into action by Pim and by Ellie, who each spoke about ways that we can actively get involved and make a difference. I can see you thinking hard there, Martha.
I think I've got it.
It's really important that we connect with water, so we learn to care for it and then we take active steps to do that. But first we also have to take care of ourselves, don't we? And our friend Easkey helped us with that lovely, beautiful breathing exercise. And of course, throughout the whole morning, we have been creating this amazing song with Martha. So how are we doing? Are any ideas popping in there? I can see them.
There's been some riding the waves. We've got surfing, so I feel like we might have said that one.
Okay.
There's some daydreaming. I love a bit of daydreaming. Bodyboarding. We've had splashing. There was another one, paddleboarding, which was good. But something we've had up a few times is dancing in the rain.
Oh, dancing in the rain.
So I'll just see if it fits. Okay. Soaking in my bath, jumping in muddy puddles, skimboarding, surfing and dancing in the rain. Yeah?
I think
Soaking in my bath.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely perfect. So do
Thank
you
you.
think you might be ready to perform this song that you've created live
give
this
it a
morning?
go.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to invite Matt, the violinist, in to come and join you, and I'll let you perform our song, which is going to be called...
Oh, what's it called?
What should we call it?
The Voice of the Water.
The Voice of the Water.
Thanks,
Over to
Naomi.
you, Martha.
Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Okay. Also, just to know that Annie's hearing this for the first time, so good luck. It's the leaves on the surface of the lake, it's the crashing waves. It's thanks to the ocean that every second breath I take. It's liquid minerals, ancient life-giving powers.
Water is life. Ooh, water is life. We go round and round, we come pouring down. Won't you keep us clear? We are the voice of the water. We go round and round. It's the chorus if you want to join it. We come pouring down. Won't you keep us clear? We are the voice of the water. We go round and round. We come pouring down. Won't you keep us clear? We are the voice of the water. So let's go underwater. It's silent and calm. I love to swim faster and faster. Can you stop doing harm? It's liquid mineral, ancient life-giving power. 'Cause water is life. Ooh, water is life. Ooh, water is life. And here's the chorus again. We go round and round. We go round and round, and we keep pouring down. Won't you keep us clear? 'Cause we're the voice of the water. We go round and round, we keep pouring down. Won't you keep us clear? We are the voice of the water. We go round and round, we keep pouring down. Won't you keep us clear? We are the voice of the water. Soaking in my bath, jumping in muddy puddles, skimboarding, surfing and dancing in the rain. Soaking in my bath, jumping in muddy puddles, skimboarding, surfing and dancing in the rain. It goes round and round, we come pouring down. Won't you keep us clear? We are the voice of the water. We go round and round, we keep pouring down. Won't you keep us clear? We are the voice of the water. And we're a trickle now, but one day we'll be a rushing river, and then maybe a crashing ocean singing, listen to us, with a voice of the water.
Yay!
Thank you.
Woo! Woo! That was so good. Oh, how powerful. Martha, thank you so much. And we've got some really, really exciting news, because Martha is actually going to be going away and producing and releasing this song in the new year, aren't you?
Yeah, it feels like that might be a nice plan. I really want to thank Matt as well, who really helped me there, and also you guys. We all wrote it together, and yeah, the plan is to record it, and then I don't know. I just think it'd be so lovely to have your voices on it. So maybe somehow there might be a way to get some of your voices on the recording. So watch out. SAS will let you know in the new year how you can do that.
Yeah, keep a lookout for that update. That was absolutely beautiful. That song is going to be in my head all day. We'll all be singing it round and round and round. Thank you. We are the voice of the water. I love it, Martha. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Naomi.
much.
I really enjoyed it.
Really, really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
What a jam-packed day we've had. Oh, I really do hope that you have learned something new. And remember, it doesn't end here, because we have some worksheets for you to take home. There's a pledge to water in your pack, a gift from our lovely friend Ellie, where you can write what you are going to do to become a friend to water. And then there's also an activity for you to take your family to the water near where you live as well. And we invite you to share that on social media using the hashtag WeAreWaterPPA. Let me just show it to you one more time so you remember it. And then we will reshare it on the Surfers Against Sewage channel, so don't forget to tag Surfers Against Sewage into your posts as well. But before you go, let's hear it from Lira, a little bit more about an exciting new digital way to explore water.
City people who love the ocean. I don't know about you, but even though I live in a city, I want to feel connected to the ocean. Urban communities are too often left behind in ocean conservation. We all have the right to access the ocean, whether we live 5 minutes away or 5 hours. The ocean plays a vital role in everyone's life. Without it, we'd be unable to breathe. It's responsible for 50% of our oxygen. So join me in exploring the Digital Ocean School platform with Surfers Against Sewage, where you can learn and connect with the ocean from your phone, laptop or tablet. Dive deep into an exciting new scene that's just launched, the stunning seagrass meadows. You might recognise someone's voice guiding you through the platform. It's me. You can click around, watch videos and learn some incredible facts. The ocean is for us all to enjoy, to explore and to protect. Start your journey today and help us create ocean activists everywhere.
Thank you so much, Lira. The new underwater scene looks absolutely incredible. And listen up, teachers. I have been told that the first few teachers to share evidence with Surfers Against Sewage team of their class engaging with Digital Ocean School will receive a fantastic hydro flask, just like this one. Don't miss out. You'll receive all the post-event details in an email later today. So thank you so much for joining us. We really, really hope you've had a good time. We hope we will see you next year. We want to say thank you to Annie for being so superb this morning. A big thank you and a round of applause to all of our guests. Huge thank you to Martha and Matt for that wonderful song. And don't forget, we will hope to see you next year at the Pupil Power Assembly. And of course, we can't leave today without saying a big thank you as well to Wally for taking us on so many journeys today. You've been brilliant.
Bye bye, everyone.
Have a brilliant rest of your day. Let us know how you get on becoming a friend to water, and we will see you very soon. Bye, everyone.